Hey, what's up? How's it going? Welcome to my 1 to 99 farming guide. This video is jam-packed. It is pretty long. I even talk about tithe farming at the end and, farming herbs, farming trees, fruit trees, basically every single thing you will need to know about farming. And if you do enjoy this video, make sure you check out my other 99 videos. I've just posted every single one. And I'm also doing a huge giveaway, roughly 200 mil. It's going to end in roughly 1 to 2 days. It's finally over. And I'm gonna be picking like 25 winners. I think the melee guide is like 25 mil with an abyssal dagger. DFS is like a whole bunch of loot. But for this video, I'll pick one person to actually give away the U-Seeds to. If you guys do want to enter the giveaway, be subscribed. If you're not, give the video a like and comment your RSN so I can get back to you if you won. Alright, so jumping into the guide, looking at the quest list, we have quite a bit of quests you're definitely gonna want to do. I would say Fairy Tale 1 Growing Pains is the biggest deal. And you actually don't have to complete the second part to get the scepters. And the scepters, those green scepters, which will give you 10% better yield while doing herbs. I would also recommend doing the Garden of Tranquility, only 25 farming to start it, and you get 5k XP. Along with My Arm's Big Adventure, 29, you only need 10 woodcutting level, and the Recipe for Disaster Goblin subquest at the top. All you'd have to do is the Goblin Diplomacy, I think it's called, and then you'd start Recipe for Disaster and do that, easy XP. Alright, so taking a quick glance at the farming bonuses, the magic scepters I just talked about, 10% more yield. To allotments and flowers, it did say on multiple wiki pages and Jagex, but you only use them for herbs, so I don't know why you'd say that. You don't even use scepters for picking flowers, so I'm not actually sure. I would just use them for herbs and make sure you're actually wearing them to be safe. I would also highly recommend doing the Kandarian Diaries, which is the Kami Diaries. They put a little code name on it, but yeah, it's 5%, 10%, and 15% better yield. That's really gonna add up on your herbs. There's also a topaz amulet called the Amulet of Bounty. Absolutely nobody wears these. It gives you a 25% chance to actually save the seeds while planting allotments. And allotment patches, the seeds don't cost that much, so you wouldn't really use it unless you're really poor. You could also get the farming outfit, which is 2.5% more XP. I will talk about it later on in the guide. You could also do the Fally Diaries to get 10% more XP at the patch, and a disease-free tree patch. You can also do the Mortania Diaries and get an extra herb patch. Plus, you can do, I think it's the Artie Cape and get a free teleport. And if you do the elite version, you get unlimited teleports per day to the Artie herb patch. I would definitely just do a whole bunch of diaries. They're very good. I'm about to get all 99s very soon. I'm doing a huge from scratch series. And one of my first things actually to get all elite diaries, which I'm pretty close. Couple more things before I jump into the main part of the guide. We just have to talk about all this pre-stuff because it's pretty valuable knowledge. So there's a couple quests that actually don't give you XP, but are highly helpful to farming. The first one is Ghost Ahoy, which will give you an ectophile. Tree Gnome Village and the Grand Tree are going to give you spirit trees. Fairy Tale Part 1, the magic scepters. My Arm's Big Adventure, a disease-free herb patch. You could also do the Lunar's quest to unlock the Lunar Spellbook, which gives you a spell. It's a super compost spell. You basically just use that spell on the patch instead of a super compost, and it gives you some awesome teleports, basically straight to the patches. Alright, so jumping into the special patch locations. First off, left side, looking at the hardwood, there's 3 patches right next to each other. This is actually on Fossil Island. I'll also show you guys later on in the video how to do a Calquat tree. It's at 72 farming, and it gives you 12k XP every single time, and they're super cheap. It's the best and cheapest XP in the game. But going over the cactus real quick, it only takes 55 farming. It's right next to the duel arena, so obviously use that teleport, and it literally takes 15 seconds to run there. You don't want to replant it, you just want to pick it. It's 5 to 6k a cactus spine, and yeah, I've calced it out at roughly 2 mil an hour. Although you can only pick it every 40 minutes, but definitely throw this in with your herb runs. And I'll actually show you guys how to do some berry and bush runs, so you just get major gold on top of everything else. So I would not do bushes until level 48. At that level you could do Janger berries, which are quite expensive because they're used for Zami brews. At 59 you can do white berries, and at level 70 you can do poison ivy bushes. I normally start my bush run right before my herb run, and I use my Artie Cape. You can even get an Artie Cape 1, which takes like 10 minutes, teleport to the monastery, and it's 10 squares away. It's so easy. The berry is definitely different price, and depending on which one you're going to do, or if the economy's bad, or a big update happens, whatever, but they're normally worth around 1k each. So next up is the Remington patch. You can actually put your house there, or you could go to Nightmare Zone and get a whole bunch of teleport scrolls and just get Remington, teleports. The bush patch, again, is 5 squares away. Next up, you could use a combat bracelet to teleport to the Champions Guild. And again, 5 squares away. It's so easy, it's not even a run like the herb runs or the tree runs I'm about to show you. Alright, so jumping into the main allotment, flower, and herb patches, I'm going to show you guys how to actually do a run right after this. But first off, let's look at the, the different patches. So the top left is Cammy, the bottom left is next to Artie, in the middle is Draenor, top right is Portphasmati. I don't even know how you say that, I always get it mixed up. And you'll want to do that Ghost Ahoy quest to get an ectophile to actually get out here, because it's a very long walk. Now if we look at the bottom right, we can see that it's a new patch found only on Zaya. And if you're coming back to old school, this could look a little confusing because you've never seen this one, and it's a bitch to get to that island. But yeah, once you get there, you're gonna want to kill some lizardmen, shamans, or there's actually multiple ways to get the Xerxian's talisman. And then once you actually get that amulet, you can just teleport to the glade, and it'll teleport you in right where that tree icon is. I'll also touch upon a patch later on in the video at the Trollheim teleport, which is a non-disease patch. It's so good. So it looks like there's like 6 herb patches now. Actually, there's 7 because I have another specialty patch on the Harmony Island I'm gonna show you. Like I said, I'll actually show you guys trees, fruit trees, and tithe farming later, but I want to show you guys, the regular allotments and herbs. Basically, what you'll need is a rake, a seed dibber, a spade, and those scepters. I would definitely get the magic scepters, 10% yield. It's gonna help you out so much, make some XP and some money. I'll pull up a chart in just a second of every single level of, all the flowers, all the herbs, all the good stuff, but I'm just showing you how I do it in my actual patch location. And again, it doesn't matter which order you do it, it could be, whatever you want. As far as compost goes, I would definitely use super compost, but if you begin to use expensive seeds, definitely buy the new ultra compost. It has a 1 out of 10 disease rate, and the super compost is 1 out of 8, and then the regular compost, which is dirt cheap, you can get it from the farmer, is 1 out of 4. You could also be on Lunar Spellbook, like I said, and use the Fertile Soil spell, which is only at like 67 or 60, it's pretty low. Go check out my 99 magic guide. Also, you could be on the Archaeus Spellbook, which is a new spellbook as well, found on Zaya, which there's one spell, cures your disease crop. So if your crop's almost dying, you can use that spell and it's going to come back to life. But it has no good teleport, so I'd say the Lunars is definitely better. I would also recommend spam clicking any patch for 2 to 3 seconds and then don't click again, and you're basically going to get any like a watermelon or strawberry herb, anything at twice the rate. And on top of that, I would also spam click your herbs right after you get them, because the clean herbs are actually worth more, and then you can just, you note them on the leprechaun and have it be 1 stack. You may also notice I'm not doing my allotments or my flowers. That's because all the flowers are kind of shit. The best one was Limport, but Limport root is so cheap right now, it's kind of sad. And I'm like 90 farming, so you don't really need to do it. And if you were, it's just the same thing as anything else. Although watermelons can be quite good, especially if you're like 50-ish farming, definitely hit those up. Alright, so I'm using that Lunar Spellbook to actually teleport straight to Catherby Farm Patch, which is pretty OP. I would then use that Xerxian's talisman I'm actually wearing to teleport to the glade. And then we're actually going to end this herb run at the, Ghost Ahoy. And there it is, the final patch after teleporting with the ectophile. Like I said, it can be any order you want. It really doesn't matter, and sometimes I actually forget which herb I did, so it is best to have some type of order that is best for you. Alright, so taking a look at every single herb, allotment, and flower, pretty juicy, and it looks so cool in your patches. Like, one of my best feelings is seeing a full herb patch, especially when I was younger. Man, those were the days. Taking a look at the flowers and the allotments real quick, we can see that they're kind of, positioned at lower levels. So as you get higher levels, you will slowly move away from these. And as far as herbs go, they're decent XP, not the best. The tree runs I'm about to show you just, blow it out of the water. Although herb runs are very good gold, especially when you can do toadstools. Toadflax is even good, only at like 38. There's a good amount of them. I would definitely, you know, check out what the prices are and see which one is best for you. Okay, I already showed you guys earlier like the specialty patches with cactus spines and all that, but these are like the second wave of special singular patches. The first two are actually on Harmony Island. I know many of you guys probably haven't been there. If you do want to get there, you can actually go to your minigames teleport and go to Trouble Brewing and just teleport there. Then you would want to go into the main city and actually talk to the pirate in order to get there. Although it takes so long to get here, you would only want to do this if you're a complete farming junkie. Alright, so the next location is very good. It is just an herb patch. You want to teleport to Trollheim, run all the way down the mountain, go west into like the troll village kinda. If you actually have the diary done and the agility level, you can take this little shortcut up. If not, you have to go inside, go south and then down and then up the ladder, and it should take you a little bit longer, but you know, you're gonna be there. To get to this patch, it is definitely a run, but there's a huge plus side. Any seed you plant in it will never die. I would highly recommend still using compost, because if you use compost, you're actually going to get more yield from the crops. Alright, so moving on to trees, and I'm also going to cover fruit trees, and just so you guys know, doing palm trees and magic trees is the quickest XP in the entire game that you could ever get. And of course it takes like 5 hours for it to grow, so it does even out, but for that 10 minutes of the initial farm run, you're getting just so much XP. Alright, so glancing at the 5 different patches, and like I said before, you can do it in any order you please. Although some of the fruit trees are like connected with the regular trees, so you'll probably want to do them together. I'm actually about to show you a full tree run along with a fruit tree run, but if we glance at these patches real quick, we can see that the actual fruit trees is, you know, with the tree gnome village, it's connected with the regular patch like I said, and if we glance our eyes at the top left patch, we can see it's in the tree gnome stronghold next to the actual regular tree, and then you would just teleport via the grand tree. Man, there's a lot of tree talk in this video, but yeah, teleport to the village, run outside via Elkoi, and then plant your other fruit tree. And we can see at the bottom left, it's actually a fruit tree patch next to the Cami herb patch, and then you'd run west and actually take a charter to Brimhaven, and there's your final patch. Also, if you have done the quest Roving Elves for the Crystal Shield or the Crystal Bow, you will unlock the final bonus patch in Ledia. Alright, let's do the tree run. Like I said, it could be in any order. We're gonna want to do our regular with our fruit tree like I said. Oh man, if you guys didn't realize, this is actually Seerz 2, my second account, and it has like 85 or 90 farming. My main has 91 almost, but yeah, there's like no tree planted here, and then there was a pineapple tree earlier, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, you would just run south and this is your patch. I actually just covered this in my woodcutting guide of how you actually want to plant like a yew tree or a magic tree, and then you could just woodcut right here and have an extra tree very close to the bank if you didn't have the woodcutting guild unlocked. Alright, so after that tree is planted, just head north about 20 squares to the main like grand tree, the talking tree with the head, and teleport to the village, run west, outside of the fence, travel via Elkoi. You're obviously going to have to do like grand tree quests or something, but hopefully you would have done that if you're looking to do tree runs. And then boom, the final fruit tree. So after that, I normally teleport to Falador and I go to the park. If any of you have never planted a tree, that is what that patch is for. So after that, you're going to want to teleport to Taverley via your house teleport like portal, or you could get a Nightmare Zone scroll and put it on a house, or you could just run out of the city, and yeah. Now you'd want to teleport to Lumbridge, and then after that, you'd want to teleport to Varrock. And like I said, it does not matter at all which order you do. I chose to go to Ledia, but I mean, you could go to Cami or, you know, whatever you want. And now it is finally finished, the tree run, just one last tree, which is the Calquat. It's actually that special tree I talked about earlier with 72 farming you can do. It's every 24 hours, and I believe it gives you 12k XP, which is quite a bit. It costs like, what, 500 GP, 1k, versus a magic seed is 200k, whew. And if you guys actually have Fossil Island unlocked, you could do teak and mahogany trees. Shout out to Alkin. I'm using this clip. I've actually never done it myself because they take so long to grow, over 4 days. Alright, so taking a final look at the overall fruit trees, I would definitely do palm trees and papaya no matter what level you are, like if you're like 80 or 85, and it's probably not worth it to pay for the pineapples and whatnot, although it really depends. You could watch this video in a couple months and the prices are just all over the place, so I have no idea. Definitely calc it out for yourself. We can see that every single fruit tree takes 16 hours to grow, and the palm tree is roughly 10k XP and the papaya is 6k. Pineapples, 4.6. Anything below that you could still do, but it's not as good and it's going to take so much time, you might as well do some herbs. If we glance at the right side at the regular trees, I would definitely do oak. Honestly, like I said, it's not worth it to do fruit trees, but oak is at Lumbridge and Varrock. Like, those are very easy places. You're probably walking by those places all the time, so it's definitely worth it. And if you could do oak at level 15, you might not even have to farm all the way up to level like 60. You just do trees and they're so cheap, acorns and willow seeds. The trees do have different grow times, although they are around 4 hours, but the magic tree is 8. There is one last method I do want to cover, and it is tithe farming. It's roughly 100k XP an hour, and this method is very unique because you can actually just keep doing it and grinding it for like 20 hours straight if you would like to. Unlike everything else in farming where you plant it and you leave, you can't keep getting that consistent XP. The only downside is that you're going to need 100% Hasidius favor on the New Zaya Island, which is pretty hard and tedious to get. So shout out EVscape, I'm actually using his clips. He has a very in-depth video, it's like 20 minutes long. Now to make it simple, all you have to do is head over to the Hasidius house with a seed dipper and a spade and a whole bunch of watering cans and some stamina pots. You would then take one of the 3 seeds depending on your level from the table. Now after that, just head to the patches and you'd basically want to plant the seeds and water them. It's that simple. Now once you've harvested as many as you please, go back and deposit them in the sack, and then you can basically go where you got the seeds, talk to the lady, and trade her to see all the rewards she does have to give. Now she really doesn't have too much to offer, but she does have a pretty cool seed box which you can like hold infinite of 6 different kinds of seeds. She also has a watering can which is like infinite water inside. Grow times, although they are around 4 hours, but the magic tree is 8. There is one last method I do want to cover, and it is tithe farming. It's roughly 100k XP an hour, and this method is very unique because you can actually just keep doing it and grinding it for like 20 hours straight if you would like to. Unlike everything else in farming where you plant it and you leave, you can't keep getting that consistent XP. The only downside is that you're going to need 100% Hasidius favor on the New Zaya Island, which is pretty hard and tedious to get. So shout out EVscape, I'm actually using his clips. He has a very in-depth video, it's like 20 minutes long. Now to make it simple, all you have to do is head over to the Hasidius house with a seed dipper and a spade and a whole bunch of watering cans and some stamina pots. You would then take one of the 3 seeds depending on your level from the table. Now after that, just head to the patches and you'd basically want to plant the seeds and water them. It's that simple. Now once you've harvested as many as you please, go back and deposit them in the sack, and then you can basically go where you got the seeds, talk to the lady, and trade her to see all the rewards she does have to give. Now she really doesn't have too much to offer, but she does have a pretty cool seed box which you can like hold infinite of 6 different kinds of seeds. She also has a watering can which is like infinite water inside, an auto weed which I assume you would never have to like weed a patch again, which is pretty cool if you hate doing it. She's also selling compost, and then the farming outfit, which